Hello coders, in the previous video we have discussed about internal working of GroupBy without using GroupBy. In this video we are going to use GroupBy function directly. Pandas GroupBy function is used to split the data into groups based on some criteria. So we can perform analytics GroupWise. GroupBy is very powerful function in Pandas. With help of GroupBy function, we can split our data into groups. So we can perform computations and analytics GroupWise. So as you know, GroupBy internally uses three strategies: split, apply and combine. So in the first step, it splits the data into different groups. In the second step, it applies operation GroupWise. So as you can see here, we have applied average, means, mean GroupWise. In the final step, it combines the result into Pandas data frame. So let me understand GroupBy practically. So as you can see over here, I have imported pandas as pd. Here I have created Python dictionary. And using this Python dictionary, here I have created pandas data frame. Let I execute this cell. So as you can see over here, our data frame is successfully created, having three columns: city, temperature and humidity. To explain you the concept of GroupBy, here I have mentioned 12 questions that you can see over here. So let me solve these questions one by one. So now question number 1, display average temperature. So here we are having two columns, temperature and humidity. We have to find average temperature. So here is our data frame and we can access the column with this bracket notation, as you can see over here. Then let me find mean of it. So now you can see here is our average temperature, means mean temperature. Now you are wondering, if we can find the average temperature like this, then what is the need of GroupBy method of pandas? So now to explain you the concept of GroupBy, let me solve the remaining questions. Now question number 2, display average temperature city-wise. As you can see over here in the question number 1, here we have calculated average temperature of this entire column. But now we have to find average temperature city-wise, that you can see over here. So for that we have to create the GroupBy object. So let me first create GroupBy object. So grp is equal to data.groupby and city. As you can see over here, this data which is pointing to our data frame, this one, and grp is our variable. In place of grp you can take any other name. So here data.groupby city. So internally it divides our data frame into different groups city-wise, that you can see over here. So now let I execute this cell. Let I display grp. As you can see over here, it creates data frame GroupBy object. So here we can write mean. As you can see over here, now it calculated average temperature and humidity city-wise. As you can see, means group-wise, average temperature and humidity of city Ahmedabad, average temperature and humidity of city Anand, average temperature and humidity of city Baroda. But as per our question, we only want average temperature. So for that, here we have to write temp column. Now let I execute this cell. As you can see over here, now it displays average temperature city-wise. So please remember, this statement divides our entire data frame into different groups city-wise. Then we have performed this average group-wise on this temperature column. Same you can do for the humidity as well. Now next question, display all the groups, means we have to iterate over the groups. So now for that, let me once again create GroupBy object. So data frame dot means data.groupby city. So now we have divided our data using this group by method CityWise. Now it creates data frame group by object. So now let I create another cell. To display all the groups, we have to use for loop because internally this group by object is represented by Python dictionary, which is key value pair. So key comma value in grp. Here is colon. So now print key. That will display group name and value. That will display each and every value in that particular group. As you can see over here, group number 1 Ahmedabad, group number 2 Anand, and group number 3 Baroda. And it is also displaying the entries of each and every group. So this way we can display all the groups using for loop. Now next question. We have to display the indices in each group. As you can see over here, it is also displaying group name with indices 0, 3. That you can see over here 0, 3, 2 and 5, 1 and 4. But here in this question, we want to display explicitly only the indices in each group. So for that, we have to use same group by object that we have created over here. This one. Dot groups. As you can see over here, group name and indices that you can compare it over here 0, 3, 2 and 5 for city Anand, 1 and 4 for city Baroda. So this way we can display the indices in each group using these groups. As you can see over here, these groups is an attribute of this data frame group by object. It is not a method. Now next, display the first entry in all the groups form. So as you can see over here, in this question we have displayed all the groups using this for loop. But in this question we required only the first entry in all the groups formed. So here this is the first entry. Now let I display it first. So we have to use same group by object that we have created over here, this one. So let I copy and paste it over here. So it becomes somewhat easy to understand. So now data frame group by object is created. So we have to use method first on this data frame group by object. As you can see over here, it displays the first entry in all the groups that you can compare Ahmedabad 40, 32. So Ahmedabad 40, 32. Anand 32, 23. Anand 32, 23. So it displays the first entry in all the groups form. Same way we can also display the last entry in all the groups form using grp.last method. As you can see over here, Ahmedabad 45, 24. So Ahmedabad 45, 24. Anand 34, 32. Anand 34, 32. Baroda 37, 27. Baroda 37, 27. Likewise. For if you are having many groups, then if you want to display the first and the last entry, then we have to use this first and the last method of this data frame group by object like this. Now next question. Here we have to count the number of entries in each group. Here we are using very small data frames, so it is very easy to count. Also we can count these entries manually. But if you are having very large data frame, then it's a very difficult to count the number of entries in each group. So Let me first use our group by object that we have created earlier here. So grp dot size function that we have to use. As you can see over here, we are having two entries in each group. So this way we can count the number of entries in each group using this size method of this data frame group by object. Next question. Here we have to display a specific group out of all the groups. So as you can see over here we have display all the groups, but out of this many groups we want to display specific group. So for that we have to use get underscore group method of data frame group by object. So let I create once again data frame group by object using group by city, then grp. As you can see, data frame group by object is created. So here we have to write get underscore group. In that we can pass specific group name. As you can see over here, also we can pass some other group name, Baroda. As you can see over here, entries of group Baroda is displayed over here. This way we can display a specific group out of all the groups using get underscore group method of data frame group by object. Next question. So now here we have to apply different functions to group by groups like min, max, min, means, average. So now let me create once again group by object. So data.groupby city. As you can see over here, data frame group by object is created. So on this object we can apply different methods like min. As you can see over here, it displays minimum temperature and humidity city-wise. Now let I create number of cells below. Using same group by object we can find average, humidity and temperature group wise that you can see over here. So in place of these two lines of code, same we can do with just one line. Let I copy and paste it over here. So in place of this line we can directly write min over here. Let I display grp. As you can see over here, average temperature and humidity city wise. If we want only average temperature city wise, so for that we have to apply this min to this specific column. In our case it is temperature. So let I copy and paste it over here. So here we have to write the column for that you want to find average. As you can see over here, average temperature city wise. So in place of about two lines of code, so first here we have to create the group by object, then we have to apply functions on it. So in place of these two lines of code we can do with just one line and also on this specific column as per our requirement. Now next we have to display average temperature city wise with prefix min underscore temp underscore. So as you can see over here, average temperature city wise, for someone it is very difficult to understand what these numbers represent. To make it meaningful we have to add some prefix front of it. So now to explain you this, let I copy and paste this code over here. So now to add the prefix, here we have to write add underscore prefix, and in this parenthesis we have to write the prefix that we want to add front of it. So now let I convert this code into two line. So for that here we have to write slash. As you can see over here, now prefix is added over here, that you can see min underscore temp underscore. Let I change it. As you can see over here, now let I change min to average underscore. So now as you can see, for someone it is very easy to understand. This is average temperature of city Ahmedabad. This is average temperature for city Anand. This is average temperature for city Baroda. So this way we can add the prefix as per our requirement using add underscore prefix method. Next question. So now we have to display descriptive statistics GroupWise. Let me create once again group by object. Group by city. As you can see over here, data frame group by object is created. Now we have to use describe method. As you can see over here, it displays descriptive statistics all at once, like count, mean, standard deviation, mean, and these are the percentile 25%, 50% and 75%. So using describe on our data frame group by object, we can display descriptive statistics all at once, group wise. Now next question. We have to perform statistical computations using ag. So this ag function means aggregation function. With help of this aggregation function, we can perform several statistical computations all at once. Let I show you this. So now let I create group by object. So data.groupby city. As you can see over here, data frame group by object is created. So here we have to apply aggregation function. In Python list, in single inverted comma, we can write different operations that we want to perform on data frame group by object. So max, min. Now let I execute this cell. As you can see over here, with help of this aggregation function, we can perform several computations all at once like this. So now let I create cell below. So in place of these two lines of code, we can perform the same operation with just one line. So now let I copy this and paste it over here. So we can apply this ag method directly over here, that you can see over here. So first, data.groupbyCity.ag. So in Python list, we can write the operations that we want to perform on this data frame group by object. Now let I execute this cell. Now let I display this GRP over here. As you can see over here, same result. In place of these two lines of code, we can perform same with just one line. So now this aggregation function applied on each and every numerical columns CityWise. Also we can apply on this specific column. So for that, here we have to write or we have to mention that column name. So now let I use multi-line. Here is slash. As you can see over here, now this aggregation function is applied on this specific column temperature, that you can see over here. So final question. Here we have to create a function, our own function, to get the statistics group wise. So now let me first create our user defined function with name fun, and let I pass the argument grp. Here I am going to return Python dictionary. So key, which is min, and grp dot min. This grp is nothing but this argument. Now let me find min colon grp dot min. So now our user defined function is ready. Now let me apply to our data frame group by object. So now let I create data frame group by object. Data dot group by city. Using this apply method, we can apply any user defined function on this group by object. So now it applies this user defined function CityWise. Let me display this GRP. As you can see over here, it applies this user defined function CityWise because here we have performed group by city. So this way we can create our user defined function. With help of this apply method, we can apply it on data frame group by object. Finally, please remember this. We can also form groups based on more than one categories. Means with help of more than one columns. So we can perform splitting with help of more than one columns. Let I show you this. So let I first create data frame group by object using data dot group by. But this time we are going to perform splitting based on city and temperature, that you can see over here, that I have passed in Python list in this group by method. Now let I display this. So now please remember this here. First grouping based on city, and within each city we are grouping based on temperature. I repeat, here first grouping is based on city. Within each city we are grouping based on temperature. Now let I display this using key and value in GRP. Print key and print value. Now as you can see over here. So please remember, we can also form groups based on more than one categories like this. Till if you have any doubt or query, please write in the comment section below. You can find this code in the description of this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Goodbye.